Chito is a very well-known influencer in the Philippines. He doesn't like to call himself famous or a celebrity, so we'll keep it at influencer. But I will tell you, everywhere that we went together, he was stopped for photos, for conversations. Everybody loves him, and I can tell why. He is a charismatic guy, he has a good heart, and I really enjoyed the conversation with him. I wanted to take this opportunity to do a pre-episode, again, into the next episode, which is coming out later this week, with our guest Chito. This was an interview that happened shortly after I arrived in Davao City. What we ended up doing was first meeting at a coffee shop. We just wanted to get to know each other personally first before we started to record. And we were actually planning to record on that day, but a couple of things came out of the meeting at the coffee shop. So the first thing was, thanks to him, I realized that I didn't have all of the equipment that would be needed to film a professional interview. I had just had my iPhone, I didn't have any professional cameras. So one of the things that came out of that was that we decided to table the interview for a week. We were gonna meet up the next week instead before he went out of the country. And we were gonna go and get the equipment that we needed. So lighting, full frame camera, microphones, tripods, etc., etc., etc. So Cassie and Ton and I, who's our video editor, it was actually his first day. We took a trip to the SM Mall. They have them all throughout the Philippines. It's amazing mall. It's very comparable to a United States mall. I'd say the difference is it has a grocery store and it also has a hardware store inside the mall. So it really is like a full service mall, which I think is incredible. And so we go to the mall and we get the equipment that we need, and then Chito comes the next week and we film this conversation live. And the other thing that came out of our coffee shop meeting was that we decided we wanted to keep the interview completely business related, 110%. So the next week we were able to get it scheduled and Chito comes, we get set up. There are a couple of moments in the interview that I think are really fascinating. One is Chito talking about his first viral moment that happened as a result of a comment that he made about combining two of the Filipino languages. And I just think it was so interesting how that was to come about. And then the other thing was that we really got into it on personal finance, because that is a big part of my background. It's what I studied in school. It's what I worked in with self-employment for the past 4 years. And so he was asking me to kind of explain in layman's terms about finance for, anybody that might be interested in personal finance. And so I had never been asked the question that way. And so it was a really interesting topic to discuss with him, to understand how it could be relevant to the communities that he represents and also the ones in the United States where I received my trainings. It was very interesting in that way. After the interview, we all went out to celebrate. So it was me and Ton and Cassie and Chito, and we went to this really nice restaurant. It was called Made Simple, and it had a really delicious menu. I ended up ordering the halibut and a bread bowl, and I would highly recommend anybody to stop by that restaurant that happens to make it to Davao City. I wanna thank Cassie and express my gratitude to Cassie for making this connection between the two of us and having this conversation move forward. And I want to thank you guys for tuning into this video. I hope you like the full episode that is coming out later in the week, and looking forward to feedback and talking with you again very soon. Thank you.